Hi guys, you're welcome to Halogenous Ideas. In this tutorial, I'll show you how to build a live location GPS app using React and Firebase. We are going to be using Firebase Firestore for the real-time database. We are going to be using Vite, which is a spiced up version of React. We are going to be using anonymous signing also from Firebase. Then for the map interface, we are going to be using leaflets. Then to beautify the whole system, we are going to be using material UI. So these are the prerequisites for the tutorial. The link to this particular guide is going to be in the YouTube description below, so just look for it. So these are the prerequisites. You are going to be needing Node.js. You have to install npm. You need a Firebase account. You also need basic knowledge of React. So that is just all. So this is how the app is going to be functioning basically. We have a Firebase data store over here, okay, where we have locations. So anybody that is broadcasting live locations is going to be broadcasting to this directory over here. So you can broadcast your real locations, and you can also broadcast a simulated location, which is basically a fake location but within a particular area. So that is what we are going to be doing for this particular application. I'm going to be demonstrating the simulated location over here, but the real location you're going to be seeing it inside the tutorial as we move on, but just stick to it. So I have this particular link over here. This is my console running. I can come here, let me reload this page. So I can come here and broadcast as maybe Amanda. So I want to broadcast simulated movements. I'll just start the broadcast. Now if you check Firebase console, you can see, and is simulated is set to true. It's a boolean field, and you can see all these other fields over here. You can see the timestamp as well. It is updating everything. Okay, so the goal over here is that anybody that is going to be broadcasting a real location, the person should be on the move, so that when they moves immediately, it will catch their live location. So apart from this, let multiple people broadcast at the same time. This is Amanda. This is maybe Chris. Okay, so let me reload this just to be sure. um, Chris. So Chris. Then Chris is also broadcasting. Now if you check this, you can see both of them are getting their data being sent to Firebase. This is Chris data over here. Okay, so you can see Chris over here. Actually, this is sharing real data, but if you want to share simulated movement, let me reload this so that I can share simulated movement. So this is the simulated movement. Chris. So start broadcasting. You can see the simulated movement. So it is changing every 2 seconds. Every 2 seconds. So you can see Chris over here too. It's also changing. If you come here, this is also going to be changing, just as Chris is changing. So let one more person broadcast. So let me reload this one and let Daniel broadcast from here. Daniel. So I'm also sending simulated movements. So these are going to be locations somewhere in New York. So I have three people broadcasting at the same time to Firebase. Now you can see the endpoint for the root directory is where you can be able to broadcast. Now where is the map view where we are going to be seeing all these locations being displayed actually on the map. So if you come here, this is the map view over here, just the root directory slash map. Okay, so if I scroll in a bit, and the thing is that when there is a movement on this particular map, it will calculate a center that will accommodate all the movement, a common ground for all the movements basically. Let me zoom out a bit so you can see all the three of them, they are moving every 2 seconds. These coordinates are being updated, you can see over here. And if it's real location that is being shared, this is going to be blue, I think. Yes, the color over here will be blue, and the marker as well will be blue. So that is how the app is going to work. What we want to build, it's going to be having three different interfaces. We have one for the listener that we are going to be using to test, to be sure that this is actually pulling data before we show it finally on the map. So this is the app that we want to build. Basically, this app that you're seeing here is the app that we want to build. So thank you very much. Let's continue with the tutorial. So to set up our application, you have to start by creating a Vite app. Just open a folder on your device. This is my folder already opened here. So come back here. I'll have to open that folder in terminal. Then I'll run all these lines of code. So let me just copy this. Come back here. Open it in terminal. Then let me bring my terminal to the middle. Then I'll run this. So it will install Vite for me. So just give it some time to load. Okay, so I'm going to be choosing React, and I'm going to be using the JavaScript one. So you can see the live location app is here. You can, if you open the public folder, you see the Vite icon. So that is what I have at the moment. Come here. If you see our guide over here, I have to cd into the live location app, then I will install these dependencies. So just let me copy the whole of this to save time. Come here, let me clear. Then if I come here, I have only live location app, so just cd into live location app. Then come here, you can see that everything that we have in this particular directory, is also what we have here. So we are free to install all the dependencies that we're going to be needing, which is what we have here. Now let me explain each of these dependencies. So Firebase is what we are going to be using to connect our application to Firebase. Okay, the Firebase account we are going to be creating. This is how we'll connect it connect React basically with Firebase. Then the material UI, material icons, emotion React, and all these other ones. React leaflet. They are all UI. They are necessary for the user interface basically. React leaflet is what we are going to be using for the map UI. So this is React Router DOM, which is responsible for routing from one page to another. That is what React Router DOM does basically. So come back here and okay, it's still installing some of all these things. We just give it some time for it to install. Then we if you open this folder, you see node modules. Node modules is where it is installing all these dependencies basically. So just give it some time to install. Okay, so it is done installing now. If you open the node modules now, you will see all those packages. You can see all these packages installed. So come back here, and I think we are good to go. Then go back to the guide. Now clean up the project. Okay, the src folder, I'll clean everything up, then I'll start by creating all these files. So first I want to open it in VS Code, but before I open it in VS Code, where is my terminal? Okay, this is the terminal. So let me clear, then I will open it in VS Code. Okay, so this is the application in VS Code now. This is the app in VS Code, what we have so far. Yes. So this is what we have so far in VS Code. So according to what we have here, delete the src folder, okay? Just the whole of the src folder. Delete it, then we create everything afresh. So click on this folder and basically just delete it. I don't know, it's not. Sorry, my device is kinda slow. So move to trash. Okay, so come back here, create the src folder. Okay, so now I've created the src folder. Come back here, I'm creating main.jsx, app.jsx, index.css, app.css. So let me create the main and the app. So come here, app.jsx. Then I'm also creating main.jsx. Then after creating main.jsx, come back here. I'm creating index.css and app.css. So this is going to be index.css. Then I'm also going to be having app.css. Okay. So index.css, then app.css. Okay. So moving on, we need to create a Firebase project. Okay. So if you come to Google, you can just search for Firebase. So it will give you options. All you have to do is to log in with a Gmail account. Okay, Firebase is free for at least for development purposes. A lot of their services are free, at least for developers. For development purposes, you have the if you want to be using the real deal, you have to pay. But for what we want to do for today, the free version is fine. So I have a Firebase account already. So just go to Firebase console. You right click and it will take you to Firebase console. Just give it some time. My internet is not at its best. So if you have some projects in your Firebase account initially, then definitely you will have what we have over here. So, but for now, I'm going to create a new Firebase project. So if you are not seeing this page, perhaps you are creating the Firebase account for the first time. All you have to do is just to log in with your existing Gmail account. That is it. Just log in with your existing Gmail account. So create a Firebase project. So I can just say location app tutorial. Okay, location app tutorial. So continue. Don't enable. Continue. I don't want to enable. So create the project. So in less than 20 seconds, it will create the project, I guess. So it will create the project. So the project will be available. If you go back to the guide, after creating the Firebase account or whatsoever, after adding the project, okay, actually, it gave us a name for the project. Well, whatever you like is what you can use to set the name of the project actually. But this live location tracker, you can decide to use this or you can decide to use whatever you want here basically. So continue and okay, so this is it. Now the next thing you want to do is to follow the setup wizard to create the project. Now create a web app. So you will see this particular icon on that particular console. Okay, if you come here, you will see this icon. This is the icon web over here. So click on it. Now it's asking you for an app nickname. Let us use what I wrote in this place. So live location web. So let me just copy this. You can use whatever you want actually. I want to be consistent. So also set up Firebase hosting. No. So when you are done, just register the app. Then come back here, copy the Firebase config object. Okay. Now the Firebase config object, this is what it's going to look like. This is what it's going to look like. And basically, what we want, the most important portion of that Firebase config object is this one that we have over here. This is the most important thing. So now what we are going to do is that we are going to create this Firebase JS file. So come here, copy, come here, under this place, create a new file, call it firebase.js. So in this firebase.js, what you want to do is to copy the whole of this actually, then you paste it here. So I can just delete this first one. I believe you understand what is happening here. I'm just importing some packages um, from the Firebase library, which we have been installed anyway. So the Firebase config, we need the API key, auth, domain, project ID, storage bucket, and all these other ones. So what we have to do now is to come to under come back here to get all this data. So come back to this place. Okay, very good. Our app is registered now, so it's asking us to install Firebase. But if you remember vividly, at the beginning here we installed Firebase already, so we don't have to do that. Now you can see the Firebase config file. This is the Firebase config file exactly, but all we need is just this. This is all we need. Okay, this is what we need. So copy the whole of this, and if you come back here, let me paste it down so we compare the two of them. So you can see that the auth key is what I have here, the auth domain, project ID, the storage bucket, the message sender ID, and the app ID. Okay, so that is it basically. Now the next thing I want to do is to copy the whole of this, copy the whole of this, then paste this here, delete this. So save it. I don't need all these spaces here. You don't have to remove this, but I just want it to be neat. Okay, so my Firebase JS configuration is complete now. So come back here, and what is the next thing that we have to do? Okay, very good. So we have to create a constant.js file. Now the reason this constant.js file is important is because we are going to be needing default coordinates, and currently I'm in Nigeria. Okay, I'm recording from Lagos, Nigeria, but you might be watching this tutorial from the United States or from India, from Australia, from a different part of the world. What I need you to do now, this coordinate that I have over here, this coordinate is more like a coordinate that is close to the place where I am recording this tutorial from, because a lot of things that we are doing in this tutorial will depend on it. So what I need you to do is to go to GPS, get GPS coordinates, this particular link over here. So just open it, close this one. Now when you get to this particular link, it will help you to generate the GPS coordinates of where you are exactly. So it is asking me to that it wants to get access to my location. Okay, I will just cancel this for security reasons. So what I want to do now is that it is getting a longitude and a latitude value. Okay, a latitude and a longitude value, something generic. So basically this is a New York address. Okay, this is a New York address that it is broadcasting over here. Okay, so I might decide to actually go with this. So okay, let me just go with this. I didn't plan to go with this initially, but since this is what it's giving me, it's a New York address. So copy this latitude, then come here. Okay, I have to create the file first. Come here, constant.js. So copy constant.js, come back here, constant.js. So come here, copy the whole of this, and paste it in constant.js. I'm going to be having default coordinates, the coordinates variation, and the simulation step. Now the simulation step is for because we have to test what we are doing to be sure that this the tracker on the map, it changes in real time. That is why we need all this, basically all the variables here, to be honest. So let's just follow along. So I'm going to be having come here, close. So this New York address, this is going to be my default latitude. Okay, this is going to be my default latitude. Copy. um, so this is my latitude over here, then this is my longitude over here. Copy, then okay, very good. So if I should save this, the constant file is completed. Now let's go back to, just follow the guide. Now go back to Firebase. We have to enable anonymous authentication and also set up our Firestore database. Okay, we start it in test mode, then we set up a location close to the users. Like I said, you should just try to work with a GPS coordinate that is close to the area where you are going to be taking this tutorial from. Okay, So to help you, especially in the final result that we're going to be generating. So in a Firebase, okay, so just sign in method, anonymous provider, come here. Okay, so continue to console. Come under authentication. If you cannot see authentication here, come under build. You will see authentication here. So just open it, and under authentication, it will give you all these options over here. So I don't have any user at the moment. Okay, so authentication, just get started. Then after you click get started, it is going to give you all these sign in methods. So for sign in methods, choose anonymous. Okay, choose anonymous, then you enable it, you save it. So you can see that anonymous is now enabled. So the sign in method that we're going to be using while sending data to Firebase and while retrieving data from Firebase is going to be anonymous. Okay, I'll show you how to do everything. Just follow me. Then the next thing we want to do is to, okay, we've clicked save, so we are done with this. So set up Firestore database. Okay, if you come back here, you come under build again. You will see Firestore database. Click on it, and Firestore database. You click on it. Just wait for it to load. Just wait for it to load. Just wait for it to load. Okay, so create database. Okay, so you set the name and location. I think this will work for now. I think this will work for now. So just next. Now we are starting in test mode. Okay, so we are going to be changing this rule. Basically, this rule, I think it states that, okay, this is it. So after 30 days, you will not be able to okay, the default security rule for test mode allow anyone with your database reference to view, edit, and delete all data in your database for the next 30 days. Okay, so just create it for now. It will ask us to create a default database, a default object in the database. Just play data. So just wait for that. Okay, so this is it over here. So this is the database. Now, if you come back to the guide, it's saying that we should set the you should set the security rules. Okay, this is the security rules. So click on this. Okay, the rules, yes. So copy this rule. So basically, allow read and write if the request.auth is not equal to null. So anybody that wants to gain access to this data or pull, anybody that will be sending coordinates to Firebase or that will be pulling coordinates from Firebase must be authenticated. Okay, it is still anonymous authentication, but just follow along. So copy. No, this is going to be the security rule for for Firebase. So publish this. Okay, so this is published. Now come back to data. One thing that we want to do is to start a collection. Okay, and the name of the collection that we want to start is location. So for this location collection, if you go to next, can just auto generate, just put name, or maybe under just Chris, just something to serve as a placeholder there for now. So we will delete it later. We will delete it later. We'll delete it later. Okay. We've created this location collection and we've created a demo data. So let's go back to the guide. We can start building the app now. Okay. So the first thing we want to do is to go to main.jsx, copy the whole of this and we just paste it inside. And what is happening here is just what the default main.jsx does basically. So copy this, come here, main.jsx, where are you? So paste it and save it. come back here, then you see the app.jsx. So what is happening basically is that we are bringing a React router DOM. So we have two other, three other, actually four other files that we are going to be creating: one, two, three, and four. This navbar is going to be for the navigation bar of the application. The locations listener is just a helper component that we are going to be creating to be sure that every time a broadcast is made to Firebase data, to Firestore's database, it's going to extract that particular location that is being broadcasted. Okay, just a helper function. Just follow me as we go. So copy this, come to app.jsx. Where's app.jsx here? This is it. Then paste it here. Okay, so we've not created one, two, three, and four, so we will create them very soon. Come back here, and for the CSS files, this is the content for index.css. So this tutorial is not dedicated to CSS, so I'll just this is the CSS over here. Just copy the CSS. This is for index.css. Index.css, paste it, save it, then save it. I don't know why it's not formatting it. It's supposed to format the document. Configure the default formatter should be prettier. Okay, so that is it. Then the next thing I want to do is you on your end. Okay, I don't know if you have prettier installed on your VS Code. Just come to the marketplace, look for prettier over here, then you install it. This is my prettier I've installed already, but it's not configured to format CSS code. That is why I had to do that manually. So come back to app.css, copy this. So app.css, no, app.css, paste this there. So if I save it, it will format it once. Okay, so that is it for the app.css. So now the navbar. For the navbar, this is the code for the navbar. What I have to do is to copy the code for the navbar.jsx, copy this, and come to VS Code, create the navbar.jsx, then you come bring up the code and place it here. So this is the code for the navbar. What is happening over here is that this app bar is coming from material UI. The toolbar is also coming from material UI. These are just the the components. So the position will be static. This is the styling for, I think, for small screens. This is the background, the box shadow. Then we have the toolbar itself. When we run the application, you'll see how all these things are going to be displayed. So I have a button component over here, also coming from material UI, that will lead um, to the root page. This is going to be this will go to the map view, while this will go to the listener, the helper function file that I said we were going to create. Helper component, rather, this helper component over here. So you can see what the path, the route from React router DOM. This is going to the broadcast page, the page where you are going to be broadcasting your live location. Then we have the map view page, then we have the listener page as well. Just follow along. So after creating the navbar, this navbar is just the element that is going to be on top of the application, just on top like this. Then the next thing we are going to be having is the broadcast page. Please, I need you to pay attention. This particular project is not dedicated to UI. Okay, it's dedicated to the functionality. That is why I'm breezing through a lot of things. So this is the broadcast page. So for this broadcast page now, create the broadcast page. So come back here, copy the whole of this, and you paste it in for the broadcast page. Now this is the broadcast page over here. I will go through the code one after the other. So this is just importing a lot of things from React. This is coming from Firebase. Okay, the Firebase file that we just created. If you come here, you can see database. Okay, it's coming from here. Then we have the auth. Like I said, we have anonymous authentication enabled in our project on Firebase. So we need to get authentication as well, because anybody that is going to be pasting data that is going to be broadcasting live data to that particular database, or will be retrieving live data from the database, must be authenticated. That is why we also have to get auth. Okay, we are just initializing the app over here, and everything is coming from Firebase. So that is what is coming. The signing anonymously is coming from the Firebase module that we installed in the beginning. Then we have all these other ones as well. That is these methods, they are particular to Firestore. Okay, the Firestore database. If you come to this database, if you come under build, we have Firestore database and we also have real-time database. But for this project, we are using Firestore database. Now, these particular functions, they are particular to Firestore database. So we also have these ones that are particular to material UI, and we have these default coordinates that are coming from this constant.js. Okay, so come back here. Okay, now we have some state variables that are created that are going to be tracking different kind of things. For example, um, okay, let me try to do something right now. Although we've not gotten there, but let me just use it to show you something. Save this and let me just run. Come here, npm run dev. Okay, this is the live server. Copy link. Come here, come here, and paste it. Run it. Map view page from src. Okay, 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 okay. These three. Let me just take them out for now. Okay, very good. So this is what it looks like. Let me zoom out. This is what it looks like. So you can see the navbar. This navbar component over here. Where's the navbar? This navbar component over here. You see what it looks like. Like I said, this tutorial is not dedicated to the UI. So just let's follow along. So you can see the broadcast, the map, and the listener. Okay. So what we have over here is the form. You just fill in your name and you start broadcasting. Okay. Now you can broadcast your real location or you can broadcast a simulated location. That is just a random location, basically a random location. At the moment, while you are working on the app, I believe you are not on the go, like moving in a vehicle where you can actually have real locations, different data, live data. So that's why I created a means for you to generate simulated locations, just random locations, almost at the same place. So the random locations, this constants file over here, the default coordinates, the coordinate variation, and the simulated steps, everything will be close to this original location that we are having. Just follow along. You everything will start becoming interesting very soon. So that is what we have here. Now, if you come to the broadcast page, this name over here is tracking the user's name. Okay, come here. This user's name, that is what this name variable is tracking. Now, is checking at the moment, is this user broadcasting any locations, any coordinates, basically. Then the user ID, don't forget, in Firebase we are signing in as anonymous, so we are going to be generating a user ID for the anonymous user. That is what we are going to be using over here. So it's loading if it is simulated movement and the simulated position as well. Okay, now this particular function over here is what is going to update location, whether it's a simulated location or a real location. Okay, so you can see the name, the latitude, longitude, timestamp, and is simulated. These fields are the fields that we're going to be having in our database. If you come under locations now, these are the fields that we're supposed to have over here. Okay, but I will just, after sharing the first location, I will delete this one so we don't waste time over it. So this is the function that is going to start the location broadcasting. Okay, and it's saying that if the user doesn't fill in any name, then it will just return. That is what is happening over here. Now, so far we want to start broadcasting, then we are going to be setting the loading to true. Originally, loading is false. So This is where the user gets to sign in as anonymous. We are setting the user ID. Then if come here, this button over here, whatever is the value of this button, is stored in this simulated movement. Now if it's a simulated movement, we are going to be starting simulated movement using this user ID, or we are going to be starting real location updates also using that user ID. Now if it's real location updates that we want to broadcast, if you come here, okay, this is it. The real location update, we are going to be using this navigator.geolocation.watch position. It will ask you in your web browser that the app wants to track your location. You have so many applications that you've opened on your web browser before, and they are asking for permission to track your location. That is what this is going to do, and it's going to be tracking the location in real time. Okay, every time you move, it will track the location. That is what is happening over here. So that is if you are broadcasting real location. And don't forget, after getting the location, it will update the location using the location position dot coords. Okay, so this position dot coords is coming from this particular variable over here. You can just log it to the console to check for your current location, but I'll leave that one out for now. You can also log it to the console if you want to. So if you're getting any error from this, then it's just console.error. It will give you the geolocation error. So I will not go deep into that. I don't want this tutorial to be long. Just let's move on. So that is if we are broadcasting real locations. But if we are broadcasting a simulated position movement, come here. Okay. So now the starting position is going to be coming from this constant.js, from the default coordinates, latitude and longitude. These are the default position. Okay, so these are the coordinate variation, and we have the simulation step as well. So come back to the broadcasting page. So the starting position, we have the latitude and we have the longitude. Now this is basically going to calculate a default a it's going to calculate a latitude value that is not too far from this one. Okay, it's going to calculate a latitude value. This is also going to calculate a longitude value that is not too far from this one, so that it will still be within the same locality eventually on the map. So it's going to be setting the simulated position as the starting position. Okay, then it will also update the location. You can see this update location. It will update the location as well using the user ID and this position that we've just gotten. So that is what all this ones is doing basically. Everything that we have here, that is what it is doing. Just broadcasting locations. So if you want to stop the simulated movement, it will clear the interval. Basically, if you check this simulated movement over here, every 2 seconds it generates another coordinate, thereby creating a movement on the map every 2 seconds. That is what it does over here. So basically, we want to clear, if we are stopping simulated movement, we want to clear the interval, then we will set the simulation interval to null. So the simulated position as well, we set it to null because we are not broadcasting anything anymore. So this is where we toggle the broadcasting, whether the okay, yeah, this is where we toggle the broadcasting. If it's broadcasting at the moment, then it will just stop the broadcast, but if it is not broadcasting, it will start the broadcast. This is the button that is going to start or stop the broadcast. So come back here. Now I want to quickly show you something before we move on. This function over here basically communicates the current GPS location, whether simulated means generated. Okay, whether the real location or the generated location, this is going to be communicating it. This is what is going to be broadcasting it to Firebase. Just to set a document, then we have the document, the database is coming from here. Okay, the database is coming from here. Then we have the locations. The locations is the directory. If you come here, this location, wait, locations, but I set this to location. I have to, can I edit? Oh, if I cannot edit, then I will have to delete the collection because I want to stay consistent with what I have here. So um please, just so that we stay consistent, I'll delete this. Let me just delete the collection and create it again with collections. Copy, paste. Sorry about that. Wait. Okay. So delete. So start the collection again. This is going to be locations. So next, auto generate ID. Or should I just add a coordinate that is close to New York? Copy. Um, so I'm supposed to have name, latitude, longitude, timestamp, and this other one. Well, let's just move on. So name Chris. I'll delete it later on. So save this. Now, if you come here, you need to notice something. If you come to toggle broadcasting, um, there's something that I want to quickly show you. So, if you stop broadcasting, basically, it will delete the document from the database. That is what I want to show you. If you stop broadcasting, it will delete the document from the database. And the reason it will delete the document from the database is because we don't want to have the broadcast that we want to have at the moment are broadcasts of people that are broadcasting live. The coordinates that we want to display on the map are coordinates of people that are currently broadcasting. If you are not broadcasting, we don't want your data on the map, so it will just delete it. The moment you stop broadcasting, it will just delete it from the database. Okay, so that is it basically. Now, I think we are done with this particular file. All these other ones are just the UI elements of the file. So now I want us to test to be sure that when I make a broadcast from this particular form over here, that it is going to be reflected in real time in Firebase. So what I want to do now is to collapse this, and I will also collapse this so that we are going to be monitoring it in real time. Okay, I told you that I set my web browser to a location in New York. So hopefully, it is going to be broadcasting something close to like a location that is in New York, basically. So come here. Maybe let's say the name is gift. I'm not broadcasting a simulated movement now. So let me just click on this gift. Then I'll start broadcasting. It will ask me if I want to share my location. So for you to broadcast your real location, you have to actually allow the web browser allow this particular application access to your location. I think it is safe since you are developing locally. So I can just say allow while visiting the site. Then you can see immediately I allowed it. You can check here. So you can see the longitude and the latitude. It is still giving me the longitude and the latitude of the location in Nigeria, not the one I set it to. So I'll just leave that for now. I'll just leave that for now. But you can see that it is broadcasting the real location over here. Okay, you can see that that is what it is broadcasting. Now let us check the simulated location. So I'll stop broadcasting. You see that immediately I stopped broadcasting, it deleted the file over here. It deleted the file because I'm not broadcasting anymore. If you come here in the code, if you come to the code, if you come to the code, where is the code? Where is the code? Where is the code? Okay, this is it. Stop broadcasting. You can see immediately you stop broadcasting, it will delete the document in the database because the people whose record we want to have are people that are currently broadcasting real location or generated simulated movement. Now for the simulated movement, so let me use another person, maybe Henry. So start broadcasting. You can see this is Henry now broadcasting. You can see every 2 seconds it changes it. You can see 48, the next one will be 50. You can see every 2 seconds to show you that this is actually working. Okay, so let me just stop the broadcast for now. Let me stop the broadcast. You can see it has deleted the file from the database. That should show you that it is working fine. Now let us check that listener file that I was talking about the other time. If you come here, open this up. So the broadcast page is fine now. Then let's check this listener locations listener.jsx. So come here, copy, come here, then paste it, then come here, copy, come here and paste. So save this. Now what this does basically is that it will go to that Firebase this locations collection, and it will check all the locations that are available. Now there is this piece of code that is here on snapshot. On snapshot, the work of on snapshot is to ensure that every time somebody sends any of the people that are in this collection now, even if there are 20 people broadcasting at the same time, as soon as one person, there is a change in one person's location that is being broadcasted, it is going to get the current location of each and every one of them. It will extract everything and it will display it. Okay, it is in the map view that it will now use it to change the map filters and all those things, the markers rather. So come here and this is basically import. These are import statements. Then we have a state variable that checks for the current locations that we have. The location basically is going to be a dictionary. Okay. No, it's in Python that we have dictionaries. In JavaScript, we call them objects. So the locations reference in the database, then we have this over here on snapshots. So basically, it will just get the document data and the document ID. That is what it will get over here. Then just return and subscribe. Then it will just display everything over here. Okay, it will just display them. So if you come to main.jsx, no, app.jsx, I will bring up this imports and this route over here. I'll bring it up as well. So save it. Now, if I come to this place, I'll just come here, the listener copy link address. So let me just come here and put the listener somewhere here. Okay. So this is the listener. Okay, this is the listener over here. If you come here, oh, sorry, I've not uncommented this one. Okay, it is not showing it, so I think this is what I have to do. Yes, so it is working now. Come back here. Very good, very good. So it is working now. It is saying that no locations available. Basically, that is what it is saying. No locations available, but it's supposed to be able to get something from there. The reason this listener is saying no locations available is because if you come here, you will see that we are not providing any authentication with this request that we want to make. We are trying to get data from the database, and if you check the database that we created, you will see that we enabled authentication, anonymous authentication. So while Henry is still broadcasting, this guy over here, he cannot retrieve data, but what we can do as a quick fix is to log is to try to read this data on a web browser where we have signed in previously. So come to this one, for example. If you come here and let me okay, no, let me just have everything here. If you come here and I paste it, for example, you will see the listener. It is going to be pulling locations. You can see it is pulling the location in real time now. You can see Henry's location. If you come to database over here, this can't pull it because we are not signed in on this. You can see immediately there is a change here. You can see immediately there's a change here, it will pick it up. We are signed in on this particular web browser. That is why it can pull it. We are not signed in on this web browser. We are only signed into the database, not to the application itself. That is why it is pulling this data. So the listener works just fine. So the final thing that we want to do now is to the map view. Okay, the map view where we're going to be having the coordinates being displayed on an actual map. Okay, so I'm going to be having I'm going to be having like multiple broadcast channels. Like I'm going to be broadcasting from multiple locations. Okay, from different locations. So let me close this one for now since I don't need the listener anymore. You can see Henry is still broadcasting. You can see Henry. So the last thing that we want to do basically is to go to the map view. So if you come here to the map view page. So come here, copy the whole of this and bring it into VS Code. Right click and paste, enter. Then you bring in the whole of this into this particular page. Now what you have to do is to save it. Um, if you save it, these are all imports as usual. Okay, these are all imports. Then we have the map updater. This map updater basically just updates the coordinates on updates the view center, rather the view center of the broadcast that we are working on. So these are all don't forget I said we are going to be using React leaflets for the map that we want to create. We have Google Maps too that can be used, but I chose React leaflets because it is free. So we have all these icons that we're going to be using for the application. So the real location, the icon is going to be blue. For simulated location, the icon is going to be green. Then we have the function, the map view page. This is the function for the whole component. So this basically is what is going to be generating the user list. Okay, the user list. No, this is not the calculating the map center, rather calculating the map center. This is going to calculate the map center. Okay, and every time there's a change to the users that we have, that is when a new center will be calculated. So if somebody moves an inch, another center, a new center will be calculated. You will see it working on the map. So this is the Firestore listener. Every time, exactly what the listener was doing somewhere here. Okay, exactly what it's doing over here. So every time somebody's location changes, it will update the this particular data that we have on this page, or it will just show authentication error if we are not signed in on that particular web browser. So you can see sign in anonymously before you be able to do anything at all. So then we have just refresh data, set the loading to true. So we have this map over here. All these ones, they are just particular to the map itself. So let's just see what the map looks like. But before we do that, come to app.jsx and take this one out. Also take the map view page import, enable it. So everything is working now. Come back here. This is the browser where I want us to view the map basically. So this is it. It's still loading the map. Let me copy link address, come here and paste it. So don't forget Henry is still broadcasting. Okay, you can see Henry is broadcasting. Henry is broadcasting. It's supposed to be changing in real time, but network strength, don't forget that network strength. So come here. Is Henry still broadcasting? Okay, Henry isn't broadcasting anymore because I reloaded the page. So a lot of things can actually cause this application to not work the way you intend. For example, immediately I reloaded it or I stopped broadcasting, it's supposed to delete this document like it did for the previous ones, but perhaps the delete request didn't get to Firebase for one reason or the other, but it works just fine, don't worry. So let me say another person, Amanda, is broadcasting, for example, and Amanda is broadcasting simulated movements. So start broadcasting. If you come to the database, so okay, you can see it cleared the Henry that was here before. Now it is broadcasting as Amanda because I'm signed in previously on this place, and this is the same user ID. So it just went to look for this user ID and it changed it. Like I said, a lot of things can cause this particular application to not work as intended. But since it is broadcasting the live location, now let's check the map. You can see there's a movement on the map. You can see if I should go in, You can see the movement on the app, and immediately it moves, another center is going to be calculated. Immediately it moves, another center is going to be calculated. Let me do something now. Let me do something now. For this broadcast, copy, then let me have another browser. I want to broadcast a real location. So come here, copy, and on this particular map, at the moment, I'm broadcasting a simulated movement, okay, a generated movement. But if I come here and so I can just come here and try to. So let me just try to. I can just say crease, but this is going to be very far from this. This is going to be very far because they are going to be in two different continents. So if I start broadcasting, it will ask me if I want to send my location. Allow. So I've allowed it, and in a short time, I'm supposed to be having Chris over here. Come here. Okay, very good. I'm now having Chris. Now the location is across continents, so it is going to be calculating. They are going to be very far apart, very far apart. You can see in two different continents, basically. So it's going to be calculating the center. You can see where Chris is, and you can see where Amanda is. So this is Chris over here, and this is Amanda over here in two different continents. Okay. So the simulated movements were generated in New York locations. So this one is somewhere in Nigeria. It's a real location, and you can see the color of the marker. You can see the color of the marker of this one. So and everything is just coming from this particular different locations that we have. Okay, the default location that we are using. So let me try to broadcast another. Let me try to broadcast this particular this data as a simulated location, so you will see that everything will go differently. So I've stopped broadcasting for Chris. So if we come here, I've stopped broadcasting for Chris. Then if I should come to simulate movement and I send, you can see, okay, where is it? Chris is now sending simulated movements now. So both of them will almost be in the same place. So if I should open it, no, you can see both of them are very close to each other because I'm generating simulated, and you can see both of them are actually moving. Both of them are actually moving. Okay, so just look for a way to generate that simulated movement on your end. Just generate that simulated movement, and you'll be good to go. You'll be good to go. Let me generate one more simulated movement. Copy this, and should I use another browser? Okay, let me just use this other browser. So you see that you can track for the three of them even at the same time. You can track for the three of them at the same time. So come here, and I'm going to be sharing simulated movement as well. So let me say Daniel. So share simulated movement, start broadcasting. So this is also sharing simulated movement. Come here to, you can see Daniel. So we have the three of them moving at the same time. The three of them moving at the same time. Okay, we have the three of them moving at the same time. So that is it basically. That is it basically. Everything working as planned. But something is wrong with this over here. So I think what I'm supposed to do, I will stop broadcasting for now. Let me reload the page because it is showing abnormally. The thing is that there is a lot of improvement that can go into this app. So if you find anyone, you can just put it in the comments, please, so that we can actually improve it in another tutorial. So you can see Chris over here. You can see Chris over here. So three different locations, and all of them, they are being tracked in real time. They are being tracked. So if you move a bit closer, if you move, you can move a bit closer or away. I'm using control, then control on my mouse. My mouse have a scroller, so I'm using the scroller on top to go in or go out. So guys, basically that's the end of the tutorial. You can see the way you can generate your simulated movement, and if you're sharing real locations, just be sure that the person holding the device, a laptop or a mobile phone, is actually in motion. If the person is in motion, all the person have to do is to just keep broadcasting. It will broadcast the live movement to Firebase cloud Firestore. Then so far it is broadcasting it here, it will automatically reflect on the map itself. So that is it basically. That is it basically. So we have basically come to the end of the tutorial. But one thing I want you to do is to come to this map view page and try to study everything that is here. Like I said, I'm not particular about the UI. What I'm particular about is the functionality of the app. So that is it. The map view page. Just try to go through this particular file, particularly the UI elements, to see how you can modify it to suit your own use case. So just do npm run dev like we did over here, npm run dev, and it is going to start the app. Then you can start running it. So you can test all the features, broadcasting real locations, broadcasting simulated locations. You can view locations on the map. You will check the listener page, but please, the code that we have over here for the listener page has some errors in it, and the only error is that we are not signing in before we are not signing in before making this request. Okay, so you can only run this particular one on a web browser where you are signed in already. So just take note of that. And I think that will be all. So the data in Firestore console, if you come back here, the data in Firestore console, all the three of them, they are broadcasting live. Okay, this is still broadcasting live as well. Okay, you can see this is Amanda. Okay, where is Amanda broadcasting from? Okay, this is Daniel. Is Amanda still broadcasting? Okay, this is Amanda over here. Okay. Okay, you can see the Amanda's broadcast is still reflecting. So everything is working fine. Everything is working fine. So if you're having the common issues that you're going to be having basically are these things that we have over here. Just go through them. And yeah, thank you very much. We have built a functional real-time location tracking application, so it demonstrates everything that is necessary. If you want to share this guide with any of your colleagues, please, you can just come here and you get the link to the guide. So you can support us by liking the video and subscribing to the YouTube channel, and also sharing it on your social media platforms. Thank you very much. I'll see you in the next tutorial. Bye for now.